It is almost 7 o'clock and the wind has not calmed down yet. It has been like this for the last couple of days due to a weird weather pattern that is set up. But right now we're at about 20 gust fronts. Oh well, whatever. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Grant's Lawn Care. This is Simon, the owner. Hope everything is rocking and rolling good for everyone. We're going to go ahead and get this video started without further ado. So, got a thought on my mind. It was a question that was asked to me not only on more than one occasion, to be honest with you. And that question was, why do you do lawn care? And I guess you can add the second question in is, why don't you have any help with the load of work you do? So answer the question number one. Why did I choose to do lawn care? Very simple. I love being outdoors. But outdoors is just something I did growing up. Always played in the dirt. Always had toy tractors. Always digging holes. You know, my granddad, rest his soul, he was a small engine mechanic. So every time he would fix a lawnmower or something, the first person who would go and test it out for him would be me. So I always had a thing for, just being outside, period. And nothing really beats it. Yeah, in the summertime it gets blistering hot. Yeah, in the wintertime, depending on exactly where you are located, it gets pretty cold. But being outside, being on a lawnmower, string trimming, whatever you do pretty much in lawn care in general, to me, I find it as a decompressing activity. You're just out mowing and you're more so focused on, making sure that property that you're on is going to turn out 100% great once you leave it. So you kind of blind out a lot of everyday life once you get out there on that mower and start doing what you got to do, getting to your properties. Whether if you're just doing a regular cut or whether if you're doing landscaping or anything like that, you kind of put yourself in a mindset of, I'm more focused on this than a lot of what's going on around me. That going to lead into answer the question number two. I like working by myself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Granted, yes, some days a helper would be great. Some of the yards that takes 45 minutes to an hour can be easily chopped in half. But I just know in general, I like working alone. For the most part, doing landscaping, lawn care. And I like working alone in general because I'm pretty particular about how I operate and how I like the finished product to turn out. I'm not saying this in a bad way or, knocking anyone who does it, but I'm just not the coaching type to want to really feel like explaining, do this way and do this that way. I even had somebody said, recently, they was like, you probably wouldn't like the way I cut grass. And in my mind, I was saying I probably won't. And I've seen, this person cut grass before, and it's just, it doesn't look bad, but it's just not the way when I drop to the properties that I service, how I do it. When I get to a property, new or reoccurring, I already know with my reoccurring the lay of the land. I already got my general direction of, whether if I'm going to be going this direction or that direction that gives this yard the best cut. And when I get on a new property, before I even engage the blades, I'll just take my lawnmower and I'll ride across the yard. I'm looking for obstacles. And I'm just trying to pretty much get a groove and a feel for the yard, looking for dips, looking for holes, looking for anything that, can mess up the cut. And that's a good thing, I would say, to practice, because you don't want to be cutting in, highland one moment and you accidentally come up on a hole and the back of your lawnmower dips in that hole and now you got a scalp spot in the yard. Will it grow back? Yeah. But will it be an eyesore for the time being? Absolutely. And, just a general survey riding over the property before you even, start cutting it really will give you a general idea on how exactly you want to tackle that property. So, all in all, short answer is, again, I love working alone. I love being outdoors. I love doing stuff with lawnmowers. It's just, a decompressing activity for me. Why do I work alone? Short answer is, again, I just like how I operate, how I think, how I figure out problems, how I process things. And, I prefer to supervise myself than to supervise someone else in this field, because I don't take on too much more than I can manage with this job, being in lawn care. So without further ado, that's the answer in a nutshell to those two questions. So y'all sit back and continue to enjoy the video. feet. Just me and you. Huskies in the shed. The Steels in the shed. I left them guys home because I'm relying on you. So let's get to it. But anyway, guys, I used this blower a couple of days ago for some leaves that were compounded from over time. Old leaves that were, rained on. More leaves fell on top of them, rained on, etc., etc. And this blower is absolutely phenomenal when it comes to handling that project. As I mentioned, I left the Husky and the Steel at home, and I must say, if I was doing this same exact task with that Husky 150 BT or that Steel handheld, it would have taken me a whole lot longer, to actually accomplish this task. This Red Max was blowing these leaves like no tomorrow. I'm not saying that I couldn't get the job done with the Husky or the Steel, but for time's sake, the investment for this Red Max, awesome decision, because I know the more I get out here, the more tasks like this I'm going to be faced with. So without further ado, I ain't gonna be yapping. Hope y'all sit back and enjoy the rest of this cleanup using this 8550 Red Max. And guys, one thing left that came to mind is I recently saw a news article where a neighbor confronted his other neighbor in reference to the sound of the leaf blower, and it resulted in a gun being pulled and one person being fatally shot. And the person who was fatally shot was the person who was operating the leaf blower. Guys, and we run, about 99% of us, we run gas-powered, leaf blowers. Rather if it's, small handheld, such as the one this guy was using, or the big backpacks, the commercial style backpacks that, is a very common thing. But guys, what I'm saying with this point is, when you go out and you're in these new neighborhoods, if you got new clients and you're going out here trying to, work, the main thing I would say nowadays to ask, the potential client that you're out surveying the property for, is to tell them to give you some ideas of red flags in their neighborhood. And what do I mean by red flags? If they live in a neighborhood that, that's their home, but if they know if you see a certain vehicle, or if you see a certain person, or if you see a certain activity that's taking place that could escalate and go the wrong direction, ask them to point those things out to you. Because the only thing we're in that neighborhood to do is to service that property. And if we have more than one property that we gained in that neighborhood, go to that one, service it, and keep it going. But we're not out there to get into any kind of confrontations with anyone. And if they can point out to you red flags, hey, if you see, let's just say a orange station wagon, be careful. If you see, this person, they kind of, sort of, whatever. People know their neighborhoods who have lived there for a long time. So they can point out to you exactly a lot of the red flags that you can, put your spidey senses to while you're out there servicing that property. Because we are not, like I said again, we're not in confrontational business. We're out there to go out there and do what we have to do and leave. And for the situation that occurred for this guy to lose his life over the sounds of a leaf blower is totally sad. But I'm not going to say it's unbelievable, because if you look at the news, there's so many crazy reasons as to why people are, hurting and killing other people. It's like, what is going on that, is driving people to this level of, wanting to take somebody else's life? So just be mindful and, like I said, take that point and ask, these people when you go in new neighborhoods. Granted, if you going in an HOA neighborhood, they probably even have certain hours where, you can't be out there with loud machines or anything. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure there is some that is like that. But, for these non-HOA neighborhoods that you're going in, especially if it's a new client or whatever, get to the meat and potatoes. Hey, we've discussed everything about, what you want me to do for your property and everything else. But I just want to ask you a few questions as far as, the neighborhood. You tell me anything I need to be mindful of while I'm here. My goal is to be in and out of your yard in a certain amount of time. But while I'm here, I just want to make sure I am aware of, if this happens or if I see that about to occur, if I see this vehicle or I see this person, I really know to keep my focus 100% on that situation, because it could turn bad. And I don't want to get caught up in any crossfire of whatever is going on, while I'm out here just mowing your property. So I hope that makes, something click when you go out here, like I say, and you're talking to these new properties in new neighborhoods that you've never been in. And, I have to take my own advice on this one, because you just don't know nowadays who or what you're going to encounter. So, guys, I appreciate you listening and hope you continue to enjoy this video. Well, y'all, that's gonna about do it for this video. Last few minutes is me getting my trailer loaded up with some of the last little bit of debris. I had to cut this video short because there would have been no way I would have been able to upload the whole thing. It took me about 2.5 hours to pretty much knock down a bunch of this cleanup solo by myself. So I recorded and chopped and screwed everything down to, the best highlights that I think I could, provide for you guys to watch and get enjoyment out of. I appreciate you guys watching. And, with that being said, with May underway, y'all get out here and get busy and stay safe, stay hydrated, and rock on, do the darn thing. This is Simon from Grant's Lawn Care, and I'm checking out. And again, thanks for stopping by and watching. And don't be afraid to like, comment, subscribe, and let's chat it up. So I'll holler at y'all. Again, I really appreciate y'all stopping by and giving me a view. Hit that thumbs up, hit that comment section, and subscribe. And I really appreciate it. Thank y'all.